Hello guys, welcome to Samber Style. For those who are not aware, this is a DIY channel where I like to do everything myself, from rebuilding boat houses to rebuilding my truck's motor and everything in between. I'm standing here at our lake house that we bought almost 2 years ago, and let me tell you, this is an ongoing project that I don't see will stop anytime soon. Up until now, I've remodeled the office for Amber, pantry, I got a nursery done, I've upgraded our storage area, I upgraded our water filter system, and a whole bunch of things in between. Sometimes there is projects that I like to do and I want to do, other times there is things that I need to do. Today's video is going to be something that I need to do. Let me show you guys what that is. The project of today is not this boat, it is going to be this fence. If you guys can see, there is something that looks a little bit funky, and we're gonna have to address that, unfortunately. So let's take a quick look and see what we got going on. So this fence is on the way out. It said no more, it's done, and it also looks like a mess. Shit show in my opinion, but we're gonna fix that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this fence out, remove it completely, and basically clean up everything and not rebuild the fence. So I think I'm gonna build a little box around the AC unit and then see what the soil looks like and possibly build a garden or just grow grass. We are not too sure. I'm first gonna have to clean it up and see what it looks like. So the first thing is going to be to remove this fence and then all the stuff. First things first is I'm gonna have to cut this fence. I think I'm just gonna take the sawzall and cut it up in pieces as it comes out and then see what we got. So like I said, this is a project that I do not want to do, but obviously you guys can see it's something that has to be done. So I'm gonna cut it off here. I'm gonna start with this column, kind of cut it off piece by piece, and then just see how it comes out, and we'll go from there. So wish me luck. I don't know, this thing might follow me. Big piece out. As you guys can see, that post was ready to come out. Looks pretty bad, so it's time. Bunch of bushes. Got a busted old Jeep wheel full of water. Got a ladder for our dock. Actually didn't even know this was there. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see what surprises we got over here. So we got a hose reel that's going to the dump. Still use this back. 70 horsepower pumps. Not sure if they still work. And I'm also not gonna find out. Got a spear or something. Something that goes in the garden. A gutter. Okay, so we got the whole fence out and all the stuff that was behind it. It is already looking 1,000 times cleaner and better. I'm gonna build a box around that AC, and then another thing here on this soil, I think I'm just gonna put some sod down for now. I thought about making a flower bed, but I think the easiest is gonna be just some sod. You guys, the previous owner for some reason had that support pole or support beam all the way through, and he had the giant fence on. So what I did is I'm gonna take this off, build the box kind of to the side of that box over there. So I'm gonna build my box over there, so that needs to go out the way. In order to do that, I did put in another support underneath it, pretty much the way it was set up right there. Clean it up, put 2 bricks on it, so I'm just gonna cut it off right there, and then I should be able to clean this up, and everything else is cleaned up, and then I can pretty much ready for sod, and then I'm gonna start building my box around the AC before I put the sod down. Hopefully this bricks that I put underneath here to support this AC unit is gonna be sufficient. If it is not sufficient, I believe this whole thing would fall and the AC unit would just rip out. So what's the worst that can happen? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, cut this off, and let's see what happens. I think before I cut it, I'm just gonna remove these bricks, because that, I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous. It stayed, so I think I should be good to cut this off. Actually looks like there's not a lot of weight on here, so I'm not too sure where most of the support is. Probably on the left side, but in case this thing settles down, it should be good. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how I am going to build this box and make sure that it's level all the way around. I know there are multiple different methods that you can do and use, like the strings and all those things. However, I am on a different kind of elevation here. It slopes down. These holes are not the different, these holes are different depths. So it's not going to help me if I cut all these posts the same length. It's still going to be off. So I'm just going to use a plank and then measure it with a level and then make marks, and then that should be good for the box all the way around. So I'm going to do that to all 4 posts, starting with the ones in the back and then work my way to the front. So I'm just going to show you guys. I think it might be easier to see what I'm doing than what I'm actually trying to explain or put it in words, because words sometimes can be hard, like Amber says. Well, she's dyslexic, I'm not, but English is my second language. I'll just go with that. English is my second language. So I'm going to start off by just using 1 screw and secure it onto this post over here, and then kind of work it on that side. So you can kind of figure out how high we want to build this box. I think something like that should be good. Just 1 screw, that way the board can still maneuver up and down. So that's good. And then we're gonna make a pencil mark right here. I'm probably gonna redo that pencil line. So I'm going to use my level, put it on the plank over here, and then pick it up where it's going to be level. So that way I know where I'm going to draw my line and then cut it off right there. So that's the level line right there. So I'm also going to put a screw in it, that way I can make a line on the other side as well. So these lines that I just draw with the pencil, that's going to be the top of the post, so that's where I'm going to cut these off. Okay, so what I'm going to do to get the height on this post over here is use the level, put it on that post on the corner, and then get it level and make a mark. And that should kind of be in the right general area of the height. And then I know before I set it, I'm going to make sure it's level side to side. And the reason why I can do this level, because those two in the back, if I did it right, should be level. I leveled those two, the one in the corner to this one in the front. And then if I did everything right, these two in the front should also be level and on the same height. That way, I know when you use that string method, it's probably a little bit more accurate. This is kind of like the easy shortcut way, but I think it is going to be sufficient. And it's just a box around the AC unit, so I'm not too concerned if it's 100% perfect. But we're going to try to get close. So let me cut this post and let's see where we're at. So now that I think everything is almost level or very close to level, I'm gonna go ahead and secure these 3 posts, and then we can start putting up the sides. To set these posts, I'm gonna use this epoxy expanding foam. It's super easy, it sets pretty quickly, and it's very user friendly. So I got my gloves ready. I'm gonna pop this back, get it set up. I got my little helper here who's inspecting, making sure everything goes smoothly. And then yeah, so I'm just gonna keep this post the way it is, pour in some of that expanding foam, and then just let it set, and then we can keep building our box. On this side, I am going to keep this post loose, so we also have a little bit of wiggle room if we need to adjust it to make sure everything lines up and is square and 90 degrees. That one is set and ready to go. Okay, and this stuff is super easy to use. Basically, you just roll it up, then it pops a seal there, everything mixes, and then you just cut it open and pour it wherever you need to. I like to use this for like non-structural stuff because it's easy and sets quickly. If you have something a little bit more substantial that needs support, I would recommend using concrete. So, but for this purpose, this is going to be perfect. So let's see, I got my gloves on, and let's make some chemistry happen. Should pop. There it goes. Now we just mix it up. Should be good. I'm going to cut it and then do some pouring. You would feel this stuff is getting a little bit hot, so that's why you know it's working. Cool, cool, cool. And as you guys can see, that stuff expands quite a lot. So it should be good. I know our holes are not the deepest, but this should be sufficient just to hold them up. And I can do this side. Push it over, line it up on this side, and we should be Gucci. So there is our basic box. In case you guys wondered, I use 4x4 for the post, and these little slats is actually a 1x4, so it's nice, easy to work with. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take some of these slats and then rip them in half. That way I'm going to have a big one and then a small one, so it kind of gives it a little bit of a nicer look than just these plain 1x4s. And then another thing is I am going to put a 2x4 as a post stud in here. So over time this don't like kind of droop down and like looks weird like a banana. So I'm just gonna get another 2x4, kind of just put it on the ground for a little support on these beams that is a little bit longer. So yeah, I'm gonna cut a 2x4 and then start ripping some of these slats. So let's keep on rolling. I got my center point here, and that's going to be for this 2x4. That's also going to give us a little bit of support. Now we're ready to keep going forward. I'm going to do the sides and then the fronts, so that way the front covers the sides, if that makes sense. So I got two offcut pieces of this 1x4, and that's going to be my gap in between this plank. So it's basically half an inch. So I'm going to have one on each side. And then also, if you're like me, always working alone, a set of clamps is as good as another set of hands. So I'm going to use that, clamp it down, make sure it's square, or make sure it's straight at least, and these blocks are in place, and then we can go ahead and screw it in. Just like that. We'll use this on the other side. And now we're ready to screw in. Just like that. And now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so you guys get the idea of the design of this box. So I'm just going to keep running these boards and then show you guys the finished product. The neighbor decided to mow the lawn quickly, but no worries. I'm just going to finish up these boards and show you guys the finishing product. Okay guys, so it is the next day here. I finished up this box around the AC unit. It took a little bit longer. It was quite tedious to measure every time and then to make sure it came out pretty good. I am super happy with the finished result. However, before I show you guys, I want to get some sod and put sod around it so it looks kind of nice when I show it or reveal it to you guys. Before I get some sod, I am going to remove all this trash. It is Friday as we are recording this. And I need to take this stuff to the dump because the dump is only open certain days of the week. So I'm gonna cut this stuff up, load it on my truck, and then once the truck is offloaded with all this stuff, I'm gonna get a couple of rolls of sod, and then I'm gonna put some sod down and show you guys the final finished product. So I'm gonna jump right into it and get this mess out of here. So Okay, so the truck is loaded. I'm gonna offload it, get some sod, and finish this project out. Let's go. We got a couple of rolls of sod put down and it's already looking awesome. And here is the final product of this AC box. I think it looks pretty awesome. It looks clean. There is a lot of ventilation around the AC because I know that is very necessary for the ACs to breathe and take up air. Put a little roll of sod there. Everything will grow in. I'm not too concerned. This is our side yard, so I'm not too concerned to make sure that sod is completely perfect. I am going to water it. It's not the best time to put sod down, the end of summer, but I think it'll work for what we need it. So that's the finished product. What do you guys think? Okay guys, that's going to bring us to the end of this video. What do you guys think of me replacing that fence with this awesome nice box around the AC? That fence was totally unnecessary, and it just is a great place to store unnecessary stuff that you basically forget that you ever need or have. That's exactly what happened. I took it all out and there was a lot of garbage that I had to take to the dump, and I'm super happy the way this looks. If you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and building this box around the AC, consider sharing it with your friends and family, or even subscribing. Thank you so much for all the support. You guys must have an awesome day. Until next time, goodbye. Recording right now, it is August. As of this recording, hello guys, welcome to Samber Style. So what I'm gonna do, just to indicate me, so it looks like it wants to fall. So let's quick. Okay, truck is loaded. Now let's go. Oh, if you guys. Snuffy, just working away.
What you put a new air conditioner?